Jubilee of Institutional Ceremony Offices, Holy Mass, Homily of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. This took place in the Hall of Blessing at the Vatican Apostolic Palace on Saturday, October 25th, 2025, and it's a rough translation from the Italian. Dear brothers and sisters, at the beginning of Holy Mass, we renewed the most beautiful greeting we can offer one another. Peace be with you. This peace is a gift of the risen Lord and the desire of every upright heart. Today, during your Jubilee, I therefore invite you to open your hearts to God's grace. You have gathered here at the tomb of St. Peter as pilgrims of hope. This name does not designate one expectation among many others, but rather that virtue that gives strength and meaning to all our expectations of good. True hope opens the holy door of salvation through which we take the steps of faith, living among one another in fraternal charity. Thus, this light of the soul shows that the way, even when the world, with all its resources, is unable to do. The gospel we have heard invites us to cultivate hope with language that may sound harsh. Quote, unless you repent, you will all likewise perish. And quotes us from Luke 13:3 and verse 5. Jesus pronounces this warning twice, drawing inspiration from episodes of violence and tragedy. Some Galileans had been killed by the order of the Roman governor, while others had died in the collapse of a tower. Similar events unfortunately happen continuously in human history. Faced with the sad repetitiveness of evil, however, the Lord points to a newness of life, inviting us to make a difference. Repent. In quotes. God, in fact, is always ready to offer us salvation and to redeem us from evil if we want it. If, that is, we correspond with our freedom to his providence, this is the conversion to which Christ appeals. The Greek word metanoia expresses it well, meaning a change of mentality, a transformation of the way of living, thinking, and acting. The new direction the Lord calls us to take is a journey from where we are, the present, to God, eternity. This is how the virtue of hope works. It surprises us intimately with the promise of an existence freed from the one-way street, which leads to a death without redemption. Dear friends, the conversion Jesus speaks of is a true daily effort affecting all our activities. This commitment, in fact, reveals the meaning we give to life and the direction our hearts are directed. Faced with suffering and trials of history, the gospel reminds us that living without hope means remaining immobile in the certainty of death, while converting our lives to the hope that Christ instills in us means carrying the light of the risen one in our hearts. This transformation involves us all. It applies to every conscience as well as to the entire church, to every citizen, and therefore also to the state. Yes, if a state does not convert from the injustices that threaten it and the corruption that ruins it, it risks extinction. Very wisely, the Italian Constitution ushered in a new life for the country by declaring that, quote, the Republic is founded on work, end quote. That's from Article 1. It's by working honestly that the state is built, caring for the common good. In this field, you are called to bear good witness. Ceremonial, in fact, never celebrates itself, but rather serves the institutions and therefore the citizens they represent. Precisely as guardians of this order, you dedicate yourselves to the good of the people, offering your expertise so that public bodies express good relations and can function at their best. In this time marked by great tensions, but never abandoned by God's mercy, I entrust to you 3 shining examples of hope and justice, of humility and dedication to the state. May the memory of their lives and deaths spur us to the conversion they themselves experience. The first witness is the servant of God, Alcide de Gasperi, whose beatification process is underway. Combining his faith with growing political responsibility, this statesman was among the founding fathers of the Italian Republic. Throughout the years marked by 2 world wars, he dedicated himself to building bridges that resisted the currents of opposing ideologies. His love for God, in fact, sustained his dedication to his country, teaching us that politics, diplomacy, and national defense become instruments of true charity when they are undertaken with humility. The second witness to emulate is the Venerable Salvo d'Acquisto, also close to a beatification. His sacrifice is far more precious than the gold medal for military valor that honors his memory. By giving his life for his fellow citizens, he fully fulfilled his mission as a carabinieri. In a time of war and hatred, his courage became a prophecy of a peace built on the most generous dedication. It is men like him who illuminate the difficulties that still weigh on so many people today. The third witness I entrust to you is Blessed Rosario Livatino, the first magistrate in history to be recognized as a martyr. With his unwavering commitment to justice, he demonstrated that legality is not primarily a set of rules, but a way of life, and therefore a possible path to holiness. Sub tutela Dei, in quotes, he wrote at the top of his notes, need to place ourselves confidently under divine protection, working every day as servants of truth and weavers of unity. The state, in fact, transforms for better if each person feels responsible for it, nourishing their civic sense and institutional duty with the highest spiritual values. Grateful to you for your collaboration in this work. Let us persevere together on this journey, praising the Lord for the certainty of the goal he prepares for all.